Welcome to Supernatural Sundays. We got a guest host this week, Mr. Daniel Hamilton from Minnesota. Comes from White Bear, is that correct? Minnesota?
Yeah, White Bear Lake.
White Bear Lake. It sounds like a good place to go fishing. He comes
there's some pretty good places out there.
He's has his own podcast, the Cryptid Podcast. Looks like he's got some Dogman action on there, Bigfoot. We talk about Dogman all the time. We have a Dogman here in Kentucky over at Land Between the Lakes. And if you're looking for him on Facebook, he's got this really nice Sasquatch featured there for his page if you're looking for him.
Yeah, I created that.
I like it. So what got you into the whole cryptid thing?
Well, doing a podcast with my buddy Josh, Mysteries Unknown. I was on the show times. Said I needed it. So, but what got me into this whole genre, or whatever you want to call it, it was my encounter I had when I was 12 years old. So that's pretty much how we started. And then going over time, listening to stories, watching videos, I realized that after I made a checklist for myself, that when I was watching videos or reading stories, I actually previous encounters to my anxiety. So all I've had 2, 3. I've had 5 encounters, and of those 5, I've only once was hiding.
Were they in Minnesota or?
I've had nothing in Minnesota. The sighting, the two prior to this were in Washington State. One is in New Jersey, the Barrens, and then the other in Shelby County, CC.
We were up here at Mammoth Cave hunting mushrooms a while back, and we encountered this foul odor. It smelled like something dead, like a dead deer or something. We're looking all over, and never could smell anything dead or see anything dead. It just kind of came, and then we're looking around, and we're like, "What is that?" And we come across this footprint, like in a sandy area, and it was sunk in pretty deep. And we're walking around, we're standing on top of the ground. We didn't sink in. I'm going to pull up a picture. I got a picture of it. We went back to get a cast of it, and we couldn't find it. There was like a stick stuck in the ground. I'm like, somebody messing with us or what? I'm going to pull these up and let you look at them, see what you think. The one on the left, that's guy with me, Jeff. He's a pretty good sized fella, and me and him both were standing on top of the sandy area, and we wouldn't sink in at all. And then here's another kind of a close up. At first, we thought it was like a boot or something, but I got to looking closer. It almost has like where he stepped and turned and kind of like toes, but we're not really sure. That's why I was going to get a cast of it. And then I did try to measure it with my phone, and we got this. It's around 18.5 inches, but it's like in the sandy area, and we thought maybe it was when it was wet, somebody stepped with their boot, but then we started seeing like what looked like toes and claws. I did have Dr. Meldrum look at it. He told me he thought it was not a boot. He wasn't sure what it was, but he said it wasn't a boot. And then I had Tom Shea look at it. He's our Kentucky tracker here up by Carrollton, and I've got a couple of his casts. He said he thinks it might have been a bear print because he thought he saw claws and whatnot. But that's the one we found, and I really wish I could have got a cast of it. And then it's been over a year ago. We went over to Land Between the Lakes. There's an area it's called the Haunted Campsite. Some people can't stay there all night. They kind of freak out. There's an old school there and an old cistern, and people claim to see stuff looking at them from the woods. And I had one cat ball go off, and I had a kind of a plasma ball They looked like lightning and a ball, and it kind of turned into like a flame. It was the only kind of weird thing had happened there. We stayed out there. We were fine, but we do definitely want to go back to Lamb's Twin Lakes.
I don't know how I feel about Lamb's Twin Lakes, but I know Daryl did that, and Moorhead gone out there. I'd like to meet pros, but if I go out, I want to go out there, knows their area, and not just on a whim because all the things about they're not just a dog man or whatnot. You get lost, and I have
it's a pretty massive area. We talked with Martin last year up at the Cryptid Con, and another guy on my team, Bruce. He'd been talking to him back and forth. We spent a good couple hours with him, and he showed us some areas down by Dale Hollow, down by the Tennessee border, and also Land Between the Lakes, the Devil's Backbone area.
Yep.
He's in the hospital right now. We've all been kind of praying for him. He's been not doing too well, so we're hoping when he gets well enough, he can show us some spots.
Going to the Bigfoot conference in Bentonville, and he's speaking there, but with his health, I don't know if he's going to be, but I'm praying for. I try to hit probably 3 times a week, and that gives me a.
We've got a little mini Bigfoot thing coming up here August 1st. Maria's going to be there from the Expedition Bigfoot. And I think Russ is coming with her this time. And I've talked to her several times. She was here about a year ago promoting her book, Pink Boots and a Machete.
Yeah.
And so they've got a lot of nice equipment that I really wish I had half of their budget.
Yeah. Oh, it.
I've got LiDAR on my phone, but I really wish I had the LiDAR and the FLIR scopes that they have.
Oh, for sure.
Well, every week we have a little segment where we go through recent supernatural events happening in the news. So I'm going to pull up some videos and we can take a gander at them and see what we think.
Sure.
Okay, this first one is a cryptid from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We just went over there last week, checked out the whole Mothman Museum, and they've started to see some sightings recently. So I'll pull up a couple of these videos and see what you think. Some people think it's a sandhill crane, and these folks are not so sure. So I'll play these. You can see what you think.
What's good, Enigmites? You didn't think this year could get any stranger? Check this out.
Up until Sunday night, he hadn't been spotted recently, but according to these pictures, the legendary Point Pleasant Mothman is back. These pictures, supposedly taken by a man who says he was driving along State Highway 2 in Point Pleasant, saw something jump from tree to tree, so he pulled off the road to take these pictures. The man declined an on-camera interview, but is adamant the pictures are real.
So that's how we're going to start this fall, just Mothman showing up like, hey, it's not weird enough around here for 2024. So also, fun fact about West Virginia, it's the only state in America that's completely within the Appalachian Mountain Range. So yeah, it knows no chill. So I'm going to go buy some more ammo, and I don't care what you nerds do, even in the comments. I'm out. I'm done. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Not sure. I don't know what he's going to do with that ammo. I think he's going to try to bring in a Mothman or something. It almost looked like a bird carrying something to me.
Yeah. It again. I'm not gonna say that it is, but I'm not gonna say that it's not. But someone on Facebook posted a picture of what they thought was type of cryptid, flying cryptid. And I just snapshotted the picture, looked at a Google search on it, and it's some bird like from South America, Central America. So I never start out, definitely no, that's I do investigate work before. So.
I always give them the benefit of the doubt. And it's like, okay, when I did go to the Mothman Museum, one of the whole segments they had was on the sandhill crane. They're a really large bird in that area, and there's folks around there believe that could be misidentification. There's some other folks there think it's
we have samples up here massive. So I can be misidentified.
I also talked to a lady walking her dog down there at the park, and she knew the two ladies that had the encounters, and she said they definitely saw something. They were definitely scared. She said, but, back in the day, they had people go out to those TNT bunkers and kind of go out there to party. That was like the parking spot,
Yep.
Here we go. I got a couple more Mothman things here.
Could this really be the Mothman caught on video for the first time? Just behind me are alleged pictures of the Mothman flying through the air. If you're not familiar with the Mothman, back in the 1960s in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, a group of teenagers were out on a joyride when they claimed they came into contact with this winged creature who terrorized them. There are actually police reports you can view where these people filed an actual report. Sometime later, the Mothman was spotted in various locations, and it wasn't very long after that until a huge bridge collapsed where lots of people lost their life. It's believed that the Mothman is an omen to some kind of catastrophe or tragedy getting ready to take place. But as you can tell in these pictures, there's some kind of winged creature that appears to have a human body with legs and a head and wings flying through the night sky. You can make out a little more detail in this picture. You can clearly see what look like feet, a very slim waist area, and a head in the front. Is this legit? Is it a hoax? Has Mothman returned? Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any kind of paranormal evidence, any stories, pictures, or videos, my email is listed in my bio. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless.
That was a little clearer image on that one. It looked like the same.
That last image they showed, I think it's sandhill crane. And the beam is similar. It could just be the body position, the head position of these things. So here I'm going to show the camera. These are pictures of sandhill crane.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So this one right here, you can see how they look similar.
The one on the left looks like Mothman flying backwards.
Yeah. So could we have just it? Possibly.
Here's another one. This one's more, I think, could be paranormal, but I'm thinking this is more like maybe an owl or something on this one. They picked it up on the home security camera, so you always take those with a grain of salt.
The following footage was captured by this family's security camera. They record something truly out of this world. It's some sort of creature that looks like it floats across the screen and then it flies overhead. The question though is, what is this? It almost has the vibes of like Mothman. Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
So weird. Right now. You can go slow-mo.
I'm thinking that was a bird, like an owl picking up a animal.
You're 100%. You're 100%. That's what I. That is. And then I love the crate they have up there. Is Mothman back? I get it. You know, they use the music. The host like, and what the fuck? I think you're correct. It's an owl swooping up. You know, kind of flying at it up, and then that shadow is flying back. So
we went to Point Pleasant last week and kind of checked it out. You want to see a couple of our clips from our trip?
Sure.
Phil Billy reporting here, the Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I'm here with Cammy Girl. We got Cindy Lou Who over here with the Mothman, the legend of the Mothman when the Silver Bridge collapsed. They seen the Mothman right before the bridge collapsed. And I gotta show you something. You gotta check this out. This Mothman's pretty damn cool. But who knew Mothman, Mothman's pretty cheeky, y'all. Mothman got a booty on him, come on. He got a little cheeky action, a badonkadonk going on. And people keep putting the damn coins in his butt crack. Anyway, we're over here at the Mothman statue. It's pretty cool. And then we're going to go up in here and we're going to go see the Mothman Museum over here. So, you ladies ready to go check it out?
Yes.
All right, let's roll.
Yeah.
They call that the shiny hiney.
I see so many pictures and videos of it's like, hey, look, here's the thing, and look real quick, and then they're like 2 minutes of a bum.
Oh yeah. Let's see. We did make it out to the TNT area where they first sighted it. And I got a couple clips here I'll share with you.
We're here at the TNT bunker. We're here by Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and I just want to give everybody a public service announcement. If you come here, watch out. The whole entrance of this thing is covered in poison ivy. The leaf of 3, let it be. You do not want to accidentally wipe with that stuff. This whole thing is completely covered in poison ivy. Just that I let everybody know. Public service announcement. If it's got the leaves of 3, let it be. Thought I'd let you know that little public service announcement there. If you don't want to be itchy, don't touch that stuff.
Little known fact. I used to landscaping, and we'd have to deal with poison ivy. And if you use a bar of ivory soap immediately after you come in contact with poison ivy, you won't itch. It nullifies whatever's going on with poison ivy.
I've got the jewel weed soap, and I get anywhere near it, I go wipe down right after washing down with that. Got a couple more little clips here.
Phil Billy reporting here from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We're out here at the TNT area where they supposedly first saw Mothman out here. We're out here getting ready to go down this trail. And it's on a grid pattern. Every, 16th of a mile or so, there's another road. And this one here is the most traveled. We think this bunker will be open. We can go in and check it out. Me and Cindy's going to go over here and check out the bunker. And Cammy Girl's going to stay back at the truck, run security. And we're going to go check it out.
I would definitely go check these areas out.
Trying to find the. I think this is the bunker.
Phil Billy reporting here from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We have located a bunker. This one is open. It's pretty overgrown. That's why you can't see it from the satellite views. And so me and Cindy are going to go check this out. And we got Cammy Girl back there running security at the truck. Some pretty cool pond over here. Some nice pink lily pads. We did see a deer here earlier. But we're going to go check this out, y'all. Not sure how muddy this is, but we're We may have to put our Crocs into off-road mode. Hell, maybe we should have brought a damn flashlight. Shit. Yeah, we may have to turn on a light. Hello? 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 Pretty cool. How do you turn on the dang light on a video camera? There we go. Yeah, I can see now. My camera can actually see better than I can. Oh, it's definitely concrete. Don't see any critters in here.
What is that? Is that like an air vent?
Huh?
Is that an air vent beside you?
No, that's part of the entrance. Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You're echoing, Cindy. Oh, you got a light, good. Bats. You hear them? The acoustics are amazing in here. Just vividly making some noise.
You're having fun in there.
I could not help myself. I've never been in anything that echoed like that. It was a mosquito would echo in there. It was crazy.
Yeah. I know. When I was at the airport, I had a chance to go to empty igloos, store munitions, things like that. Yeah, they have very good sticks.
I got a second bunker if you want to see it, or we can move on.
No. Your show, man. Go.
Here, TNT area at Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And me and Cindy, and we found a second bunker with the door open. We were told there was only one, so we got a second one here to kind of check out. So we're going to check it out, but we're going to watch out because the other one had leaves of 3. This one does too. Right there, got to be careful. Poison ivy everywhere around here. I keep thinking a critter's going to run out, you know? Like a deer. This one's still got the other door, both doors. It's got like a special lock mechanism. That's pretty cool.
Let's go inside and see how it echoes. Just like the other one.
Yep. Free Palestine? What? I don't know nothing about that. Actually, my cameras can pretty much see in here. Oh, this one's got little stick people. Spam. What's up with the spam? Does everybody like spam? Trying to see, get my low light setting to come up. This one's got some kind of weird stuff that says run. Something, remember, Asheville, North Carolina. Oh, the floods. Wow, this is some pretty recent graffiti, come on. This one's got the vent open. Got the vent open. Somebody put a stick in the floor there. Somebody's made it, looks like a cross or something. I just walked through a cobweb. Free Palestine. Should we try our app in here and see if we get anything?
I love finding buildings like that. But you also got to be careful when you're, because a lot of times you may not know what one knows. If so.
Yeah, if it was anything radioactive, we definitely would probably not be going in there.
Oh yeah.
We're pretty sure those were just for gunpowder, but it was pretty interesting. We had a lot of graffiti in there. We tried some paranormal apps. We got nothing. We didn't get any kind of evidence. Didn't know. We had some cat balls out, some other stuff, some K2s. We didn't get anything in there. So we do have a device that we made. I call it the Paramoo. It's got a cowbell on it, and we've got a second cowbell. We call it the More Cowbell for honor of Christopher Walken. So that's the time in our segment where we do a little more cowbell.
Could have used a little more cowbell.
We have a lot of fun with the Paramoo. It's a non-electronic device. It's got 2 cowbells on it. It's also got some little shelves on it so I can set other instruments on it. Camera Girl has already said if that thing goes off, she's running to the truck. She's not. We've had the striker move a couple times, but nothing's had enough strength, or energy to actually ring the bell. So
yeah.
I've got some other homemade devices like that have to be manipulated. I got one that's sealed inside a bottle, so the only thing that can move it would be something paranormal or a tornado or an earthquake.
Yeah.
We've got there's a new cryptid that I just heard about this week, and let's see if I can find it here. So this one's called the Crosley Monster. I don't know if you've heard of the Crosley Monster.
I haven't.
I think this one's out of Alabama.
Hey, we are back here at
Wrong one. This is the one out of Indiana. I'm sorry. I got another one out of Alabama. I just got to find it. My videos are all jumbled here.
Hey, we are back here at the Crosley Wildlife Area in Crosley, Indiana, home of the Crosley Monster. A lot of people say, we posted some videos, and a lot of people said, it was nonsense and doesn't exist. But then I got about 50 comments of people saying they actually had experiences with the creature in some type of way. Like anywhere from 15 people, maybe a little more, a little less, said they actually saw this Bigfoot type creature that lives here. And then I guess about another 10 or 15 people said that they heard stuff, had rocks thrown at them, heard howls and stuff, really crazy stuff. And then some hunters got on there and told me that they actually saw tree formations and stuff like that they thought could be associated with something like that. But out of everybody, I'd say 80% of the experiences they had were either here at this bridge or at the duck pond. So I thought to come up here and do a video at the bridge, show you all this. I think we'll see if we can camp out, do an investigation from right here in this spot. There's a big open spot here where the cars used to turn to go on the bridge, but it's all hilly. There's a lot of caves right in that general area, and it's kind of crazy, but we'd love to get up in here and spend the night and do an investigation. But just thought I'd share this with you guys. But this bridge is creepy as hell. Last time we were here, I walked across it. But when you get almost to the other side, there's about a 6 or 10 foot section missing. And I'm scared at the heights as it is. I probably shouldn't have went out there to begin with. But it does have like empty spots, small ones like that, and then large ones like this one up here where there's a whole board gone from the bridge. But if you get over there, there's a big section missing. But this is a really cool spot. We've had so much rain this year. I wanted to get down and see if we could find some footprints or something along the banks or something in the sand. But we haven't been able to do that yet this year because it's just been too rainy. But this place is really cool. And thank you, everybody that commented on our video and told us the experiences you had. And hopefully I'll do a video from the duck pond when I can get over there and look at it. I don't know where it's at. I know it's on the property somewhere. And like I said, we'll try to get out here and do a live investigation one night from here at the base of the bridge, because I think that would be pretty cool if all these people really had experiences. They told me they had big rocks thrown down from them from top of this bank here, and then if we go on the other side of this hill, there's some caves there. I know there's a cave right across the creek over there too. So it's a pretty awesome location. It does seem kind of intimidating and like you'd expect something to be here just because it's so spooky. But again, thanks to everybody for commenting, telling us about your experiences and stuff, and we'll keep you posted if we find anything.
Okay. So that is interesting. While I was into that stuff, I actually looked up Crosley Monster, and it's only been cited twice before. 2006, and then other time here. But in 2011, there was a story of a man from Crosley who in 1988 went around Bigfoot caught jumping out, driving through the area. They said he was never named and comes from a source. Who knows? So they say perhaps that's why there haven't been any sightings since second incident reported 2006. So
sounds like it could be a hoaxer.
I mean, it could, but then if you look at 2006 incident, there's a group of 4-year-olds out going around that area, and they said that this thing chased them for miles through the woods, broke off that back wood. So who knows? But they're describing it as a squatch, half man, half ape. So
this other one I was thinking, so for some reason I was thinking Alabama, but my got Mississippi here. It's definitely down in that area. And this one they're calling an ape man.
Did you know Mississippi had its own Bigfoot? A circus train was traveling down to New Orleans and derailed in the Tangipahoa swamps near Chattawa. The train had a bunch of unusual and strange creatures, but the most notorious was a half-man, half-ape known as the Ape Man. When the train derailed, it killed most of the creatures, all of them basically, except the Ape Man. The Ape Man was mean and ferocious and would attack anybody who got close to his car, so he was kept in his own rail car and wrapped with heavy iron chains. A few weeks later, he was spotted near St. Mary of the Pines, so they set out a search party for him. Unfortunately, they returned empty-handed, and the Ape Man was never seen again. Yet sightings of a hairy Bigfoot-like creature roaming the swamps of Chattawa persist to this day. So, do you believe in the Ape Man? Have you, or anybody you know, seen the Ape Man or anything? Let me know in the comments. Bye.
I've heard that before.
I hadn't heard that one. I was like, well, how do you get out of his chains? And
the way she portrayed it, that the rail car was wrapped in chains. So I don't know.
I'm originally from Southern Illinois, and we got our own version. The Big Muddy Monster was sighted around Murfreesboro, and there's two gentlemen wrote a book about it, and there's a lot of different sightings. And one of the theories was it was maybe a gorilla or something that they had a circus train, accident. And my dad's from that area, and the one thing he did confirm was that he had heard that there was a kangaroo had got loose off a circus train, and it was coming around, hopping around, looking at people's windows. And freaking people out. And they've been out coon hunting out in that area down the bottoms. And he'd had, him and his brother were out one night, and the dogs went out. They were chasing a coon, whatever. Then he heard the dogs turn around and come back. There was a pretty big creek, and he said he could hear the dogs coming, and something behind them was making a bunch of racket, breaking trees, little saplings and stuff. And then he heard the dogs get to the creek, and they swim across.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know is he heard whatever it was on his side of the creek. Like it never touched the water, whatever it was. The dogs, it was big enough the dogs had to swim across, but whatever this was cleared it. And then him and his brother started seeing eyes moving around. Like they'd see him, like whatever it was moving around, and they'd see some eyes shine. It was kind of circling them. And he asked his brother, he said, "Are you scared?" He goes, "No, but I think them dogs are ready to go to the house."
Yeah.
He asked him if he was scared, and he was like, "No, but I think the dogs are." So they went to the house.
There's a friend of mine. He's I want to say episode 2 on my channel. But he's definitely in the front 10, the first 10. And he described him and his cousin in Arkansas. They were out cooking, and they put dogs out, and the dogs, do what they do. They picked up a scent, and they're running, and they're waiting for that call that they have something to read before they go out there, and they heard the dogs. And the next thing they hear something different, like that's not a call for these dogs. And all of a sudden, before they knew it, the dogs just flying back, and they blew right by him and his husband, and they heard something ripping up woods, chasing the dogs. So they weren't far away from there. So they get back. The dogs are already up in the back of the truck, like getting
ready to go.
Yeah. And they said this thing was in all kinds of places, and it terrified them. And they got in the truck and left. So
he said these dogs had their tails between their legs when they come back. He's seen them, fight a full-grown raccoon before and weren't scared of anything. But he said that night they were scared.
Oh yeah.
I've got a couple Bigfoot videos here, some recent ones. I don't know how legit they are because they're not all blurry. I've been told that it's got to be blurry if it's real.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, it looked kind of like an orangutan to me, but I noticed something I didn't notice the first couple times I watched it. When it gets to a certain point, it's running to the right. I saw something else moving behind it, going the other way. So I don't know if it's a bunch of people running around the woods with costumes on or whatever, or if it's an orangutan or you know, it was definitely blurry. But at one point in the clip, I saw it was running to the right, and there was something smaller and darker behind it. Looked like it was moving the other way or trying to go back.
Okay. So when I first saw this is the first time I've seen the video. I'm like, oh man, that's pretty interesting. But then I noticed on the second part when you get that really good look at running across. Okay.
It's glitching.
Well, not that it's glitching. Did you saw it go with this left arm smack a tree or the entire time he was running? What was his right arm doing? It wasn't moving.
Didn't look like it was doing much anything.
It wasn't moving. It looked like it was purposely hanging down to prove. Oh, look! Its arms are long, hanging below its knee. That's fake. Because they wanted people to say, "Oh, of course! Look at any two-legged animal or anything runs on two legs. When they're moving,
they swing both arms.
They're swinging both arms. Now I've seen, these little shorts of these monkeys in China, and someone walks up, scares one, and it jumps off, takes off, it runs on two legs. But it's missing one arm. It's missing its arm. But what it's still doing, you kind of see what move its arm was, and moving with its right arm. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say hoax.
Yeah, to me it looked kind of like an orangutan.
Yeah, and it looked like it might have been. I want a good guess. Maybe 6 feet max.
Yeah, it wasn't real tall.
Yeah.
That's pretty wide. Orangutan, they're kind of short.
Yeah. And orangutan don't run on two legs like that. If you see an orangutan,
they're kind of down on, hunched over, and using their hands too.
Yep. And if it was orangutan, they kind of.
Don't they kind of swallow more? They don't run like that. Yeah.
Yep. So again, sorry. I would use more orangutan than an actual Sasquatch.
Yeah. Somebody in a orangutan costume, maybe.
Yeah. So I think it's.
This one's labeled as a Bigfoot video, but it looks like it might be something else. I'll just play it and we'll go with it.
A child is playing alone at home when something downright creepy is caught on camera. The footage comes from an indoor home security camera, which recorded the following incident late at night. It wasn't until the day after that the person who posted the video had noticed something strange about the footage. Needless to say, they were left disturbed upon realizing what was captured on film. Jay Van Gogh, who posted the video, writes, "On this particular night, my mother was taking care of my nephew. I only have one nephew. He told my mom he had met a boy that was playing with him. This was our footage." The security camera captures the uploader's nephew, who appears to be playing by himself. However, It isn't until seconds later that we see another child appear on camera. If the uploader's nephew was the only child present inside the home, then who was this? Even more unsettling is the fact that whoever this was seems to resemble the uploader's nephew in appearance. As we already know, there shouldn't be another child in the footage. It's videos like this that make you question whether a child's imaginary friend is actually imaginary. Of course, it's not certain if a ghost or an entity was caught on camera. Until more footage or information is released on this video, the question still remains. Was a ghost caught on camera, or was something else caught instead?
Again, clickbait. I think it's paranormal.
I think it's one of the reasons I don't like using security cameras for investigating. I think they record over and over and over, and it might have been a glitch from a previous recording where the little boy went in the room and it superimposed over. Because I think some of the stuff they get on those security cameras, I think, is just from recording over and over on the loop, and I think it's bleed over is what I think. A lot of like the orbs they see on those, they use a bug eye lens. I think most of those are just dust bunnies. It's got to take off and go on its own and do something really extravagant for it. I think it's not a dust bunny.
Yeah. I'm not super tech when it comes to things like that. But I don't know. Just the way I have grandkids, and I have a 2-year-old grandson, and just watch that little boy's movements as he's coming out of the door. It's constant. Because if you look at the door, he kind of looks like this. Yeah. And then you kind of see the shadow move.
Yeah.
And then back way between the two pieces of furniture. And he's looking back at it because that thing comes out right after, and then behind the thing. Could it be paranormal? Probably. But there, you notice they insisted he only has one nephew.
Yeah.
Okay. But what about the aunt or uncle watching her nephew? Do you have a child? And maybe he wanted him to come out and do whatever. I don't know. But then you
don't the same shirt on too. That's kind of
yeah. But you don't see the very beginning of that video,
right?
And you don't see after that video when he get into the room, and the little boy followed. So you don't. So again,
could be his little friend following him around, or could be something with the camera. Okay, I found another Bigfoot video, and this one's kind of interesting. Looks like he's having a snack in this one.
Bigfoot. This isn't your grandma's blurry photograph. We have a story so recent, it will make you question every rustle in the woods. For decades, whispers of a giant, hairy, bipedal creature have echoed through the forests of North America. Dismissed by many as folklore, these tales persist, fueled by grainy footage and anecdotal accounts. But what happens when the myth steps out of the shadows and into stark, terrifying reality? Our story begins just weeks ago in the dense, sprawling woodlands of eastern Ohio. A seasoned hiker, a man intimately familiar with the trails and wildlife, ventured out for a solo trek. He was equipped, experienced, and certainly not expecting to become the protagonist in his own nightmare. As dusk began to paint the sky in ominous hues, he heard it. Not a deer, not a bear. This was a sound altogether different. A deep, guttural roar that vibrated through the very ground beneath his boots. Initially, he dismissed it as some unusual animal vocalization. He was wrong, terribly wrong. Then came the movement. A colossal figure, easily 7 to 8 feet tall, its body covered in thick, dark hair, crashing through the underbrush. Our hiker froze, his breath catching in his throat. This was no illusion. This was something ancient, something powerful, something unnatural. He described eyes that glowed with a malevolent intelligence, eyes that locked onto his with predatory focus. The air grew heavy, with a musky, almost unbearable odor. Fear, raw and primal, gripped him. He knew instinctively that he was in the presence of something truly dangerous. What followed was a frantic, desperate retreat. The creature, our hiker insists, stalked him for what felt like an eternity. Its massive form occasionally glimpsed through the trees, its terrifying vocalizations echoing through the twilight. He could feel its presence, the sheer weight and power of it. Even when he couldn't see it, he finally broke free, stumbling out of the woods hours later, traumatized and forever changed. Authorities, while skeptical, couldn't dismiss the sheer terror in his voice, the genuine fear etched onto his face. And he wasn't the only one. In the days following this encounter, other reports have trickled in from the same region. Strange tracks, unsettling vocalizations, even a fleeting glimpse by another witness. Could this be an isolated incident? Or is something stirring in the Ohio wilderness? A creature long relegated to legend now making its terrifying presence known. This isn't just a campfire story, folks. This is a real account. A chilling reminder that the wild holds secrets we may never fully understand. The Ohio sighting is a stark and terrifying addition to the Bigfoot phenomenon, a case that demands our attention, our investigation.
It wasn't the video I thought it was.
But
I had one where he's in the top of a tree eating a bird, but I may have downloaded the wrong one.
that one you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think that's a chimp. It's the one I think it is. Because they showed beating the crap out of the bird or whatever.
This might be it here.
Yeah, that's the one I think. Where was that taken? Do we know?
Let's see. I'm not 100% sure. It almost looked, I don't know why, there's part of it like blurred out, and it almost looked like a bear there for a minute to me, too.
Yeah.
That's the one you're probably thinking where he's beating the bird and his feathers go flying. And,
Yep. But the video for there's a few clips that I think are legit, like the standing up on the mountain or the ridge. That's Marble Mountain incident, and
you got a montage going there. He even had the Patty in there.
Yep. Patty legit. Marble Mountain legit. There was a couple other ones that looked legit. Then they had the swamp ape taken by that lake.
Yeah, he's looking through the bushes, and then there's the one running with the baby. That was interesting.
That was I think that was in Maryland. I want to say, but that was like in July. And what was interesting about that one is when the female Sasquatch took off right to left. She bent down all the way, grabbed her infinite. And you can see the time is pushing away off of her, like get all, let me down. And but most of everything there was just obviously garbage. So that's I have a problem with that. Is now all technology, people are putting out just crap, and it's they're trying to be that final piece of the machine, or the final piece of the puzzle. Like, hey, look, here it is. And it's not. Or you have get on all these groups, and they post paranoia or these absolutely trash that you can't make anything out.
That one guy, he's like, here's our picture of the day. He shows it, and I'm like, I don't see anything. It's leaves. And then the next thing, he's like, here's a Bigfoot. And I'm like, no, that's a tree.
I mean, I posted up, comment. And I'm sorry, I don't see what you're trying to tell us. And they've come at me. Oh no, just because these aren't real. I'm not saying it's not real. I just can't see what
I can't see it. Yeah.
So that's why in my group on Facebook, it's the Cryptid Podcast. I put a thing up there. If you post anything that's obvious paranormal or super blurry, can't make it out, don't post it. If you do, I'll take it or our mod.
When does your podcast?
So I this past Tuesday I did my very first live show. That was an interview. But what I do is I drop episodes every Wednesday, every Friday, and then every Saturday I do a live stream. So we have I think we had close to 60 viewers. And I'm a small podcast. I've got like 300 subscribers. I started my first episode early November of 2024. Been doing about 9 maybe. And I love doing it. Once a month I do a Saturday interview, and then members of the panel they get early access Saturday, and then once a month I do two for Friday. So I'll drop 2 episodes on Friday. But this coming up Saturday, I may or may not have a live stream because my daughter, one of my co-hosts / moderators, her husband, I think her friend, we are to Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and we'll meet up with Campbell. We're gonna take a tour of his farm where had multiple with what we believe to be the Beast Road, and then we're gonna also investigate Bay Road. Maybe try to interviews with Elkhorn, see what they've seen, or maybe I can contact with people and have them co-host.
One of my guys on my team, Jeff, he's in Wisconsin, and me and him have been talking about the Bray Road. He was with me up at Mammoth Cave when we were out mushroom hunting. We run into whatever that footprint thing, but it was the weirdest thing. Was it was real quiet out there, and then almost silent, and then we got that smell. It smelled like a dead animal, and it's like there was hardly any breeze, and then the smell came up, and then it was there for a while, then it left, then the smell came back, and then it left, then it was gone. But it was usually a dead animal, it's going to keep stinking. And then you go closer to it, it's going to get more intense. But this just kind of creeped in, and then it left. It was really bizarre.
Hey, is there any way a real quick, maybe not even a minute, do something back here?
Yeah, I got a couple more videos I can play.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great.
I saw a toddler eat a cigarette on a cart of Keystone beer. I was eyeing art supplies. Some dude named Tanner called me queer. I do not want to go.
Okay, I don't pick the music on those. That was a structure. It was a structure that they believe Bigfoot may have made. They do kind of stuff with trees and different things. Last week we went up to Gettysburg, and I'm I'll show a little Gettysburg stuff here in a little bit. I do have a new bait from Skinwalker Ranch. We believe that there's we think there may be some kind of like alien type ship inside that bluff, and then they're finding evidence of some kind of a force field around that area. So I'm going to play that for you.
According to several different kinds of infrared LiDAR devices, there is a gigantic, invisible sphere or bubble that is centered at the triangle and has a radius of about 2,000 feet. That means it covers a huge area of the ranch where we've encountered all kinds of phenomena, like UAPs, a mysterious cloudy blob, and other anomalies in the air that we can only see with thermal cameras. And its boundaries have actually appeared to stop drones and rockets from entering it. Last year, before we knew about the bubble, we launched a rocket in this area where we had detected a strange radio frequency signal coming from somewhere up above the ranch. And on its way down, the rocket froze at a few hundred feet high for several seconds.
It looks like it's stuck there, look.
Yeah. So, was that somehow related to the western boundary of the bubble?
Some Skinwalker Ranch action there.
Yeah. I believe something on there.
There's a gentleman, I believe he's out of Arizona, Tony Rathman. He's got this Staticom device, runs off white noise, and he's getting really good responses with that, with paranormal. And he's going to try to set up between, he's going to try to set up between Skinwalker and Blind Frog Ranch. And I didn't know they were about an hour away from each other, like 45 minutes, an hour away. They're both in the same area, which I thought was kind of interesting. But he's supposed to be doing it later this year, get in the middle of those geographically and set up his Staticom and see what kind of stuff he can pull in.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they were somehow connected?
That would be pretty wild. If whatever's going on at one has some kind of energy going on at the other one.
No, for sure.
I got another. This one here is supposed to be a Bigfoot vocalization.
This video was recorded in Washington in the summer of 2018. A group of 3 friends were out camping somewhere between the Packwood and Randall area when they captured the sounds that I'm about to play for you on video. Look guys, if this is legit, this is some of the best audio evidence we've captured of Bigfoot to date.
Hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light. Hey! That was not an elk. Where's that coming from? Get my keys. Oh, get ready.
Sounds like some guys messing around to me.
Okay. The first double vocalization. I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. But then the other one, it sound like a dude.
Yeah.
Just off camera, just in the dark, hollering.
A lot of knocking going on there too.
Oh, tons of, and it wasn't crisp cracks.
No, they were more like thumps.
Yep. Yeah. Bravo, guys. I wonder how many views that got.
I'm not sure. I think that's all the Bigfoot stuff I got. I do want to share something with you. We went up to Gettysburg last week. After we went to Point Pleasant, went up to Gettysburg. And we spent about 3 nights up there, went out on the battlefield. And I do have a few pics and some stuff posted on our YouTube channel. And I I'm going to share a couple pictures. So I got an SLS system. It's basically like an Xbox 360 camera. It sends out structured light. It's like lasers, goes out and it's basically a depth camera system. And it also picks up different things going on. Almost looks like energy. You'll see stuff changing colors, and then all of a sudden stuff will show up. And I got one of my ladies on my team, Cindy. I'm going to show you what she looked like on the depth camera, and then I'm going to show you what she looked like on the actual camera. So this is a picture of Cindy sitting on a stone wall.
Okay.
And you can see her shape there. You can pretty well tell she looks like a person sitting there. And then here's the actual picture of her sitting there.
Okay, so go back to this picture. Okay. So is this a rear view?
This is what an actual person looks like on the structured light camera. And when they get closer, if they move around, it'll pick up their image. It'll put like a stick man on them if they're moving around. She was far enough away; it would not pick her up as a stick man. And sometimes if they're not moving, it won't make a stick man either. But
what I'm asking is this a reverse angle view? Because
the structured light camera reverses everything. So she was facing the other way, and then when you show it in the actual picture, it'll be reversed.
That's what
it'll be. Yeah, it'll be like it is normally, but for some reason the depth camera reverses everything.
Yeah, because I see that structure on the left, and then when you show me the next one, that structure's right.
And it could be because I'm filming it with my phone because my screen recorder software took a crap on me. And then the tablet won't link up to Wi-Fi anymore, so I can't update my screen recorder. So I'm getting really close to junking the tablet and going with a Chromebook on this one. And I also have an XLS system that's been in the shop for about 3 months, and I'm about ready to send it back to the manufacturer. So anytime you're doing all this electronic stuff, you're always having to work on them. But this is what she actually looked like sitting there. And then the little purple lights there, that's like I call it like a REM pod chain. Basically, anything gets near those little lights, they all each have their own little like K2 device picking up EMF, static, and a couple times it was like something ran through there. Like they all changed. Like this one went, and the next one, and the next one, but it was so fast. It was like they all went blue, but it was like something ran through there. And this is on a bridge. They call this a suicide bridge. There was a wagon went in the river, and there's 2 little children in the wagon, and they drowned. And the mom was so distraught that she took her own life because she couldn't deal with the kids dying there. So that's the story that we got. And I'm going to show you the actual SLS footage that I got. At the other end of that bridge are 2 wooden ballards. And these 2 stick figures show up by the ballards. And I kept thinking, okay, it's picking up the ballards. But then we have 1 stick figure actually comes off the ballard and attaches onto one of the investigators. Then it jumps back off. And then there's a period of time where there's nothing on the ballard. So I'm always trying to rule out everything, debunk it. Like, okay, that it's a lamp. It's, it's a hall tree. It's, whatever, something vertical. Sometimes it tries to make into a stick person figure. But the thing with SLS, you want to move real slow, and sudden movements can give false positives. The other times I'll put it on a tripod. Then if something pops up and it takes off running, I know it's not a lamp. I've had some really interesting results in caves. We were at a cave one night and had something pop up, and it actually jumped on the wall and crawled up the ceiling, and I got it on a tripod the whole time. So we're like, okay, what was that? And our clairaudient, he actually heard what he thought were Chinese miners trying to communicate with him. So
really,
it's pretty interesting. Here's our Gettysburg footage, SLS from the Suicide Bridge. This is unedited, so I apologize ahead of time if I say something off.
Let's see if I can get back now.
got a shopping list you have to bring home?
There he is. He jumped on the other post. Oh, they're both there now. There's two different energies. One's blue, one's green.
Yep. And one looks smaller than the other one.
The one is smaller than the other one. So the little boy was younger than the little girl.
One's skittish.
That's Albert.
They're both sitting there right now.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see?
And they were gone a minute ago. That's why I wonder what this thing's
they
picking
got
up,
big.
because if there was...
He'll disappear and come
no,
back.
he just went with you.
Oh, he just
He's with you right now.
No.
He jumped off and went with you.
No.
He'll
Yep.
come back. Trust me, he hides.
He can't go with me.
Well, he's on you right now.
No, Albert.
Okay, the one keeps... Okay, he went back.
Yeah, over here's Bonnie.
He went back.
Thank you,
What up,
Albert.
Bonnie?
I'm sorry.
Are you Bonnie-licious? He just touched you.
I'm sorry.
And he jumped back on you.
So when I used to do this, I used to sit it back and point the camera towards everybody else.
Yeah.
So whoever was interacting with the spirits couldn't see when the spirits would go and touch them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say,
Did you get
let
it?
me know when you feel something.
Okay.
I'll say, let me know when you feel.
That was cool.
The one was like green and one was blue. And normally on a depth camera, they'll both be the same color if they're the same depth. So it's almost like it picks up some kind of energy. I was in an old house one night. The floor started on the depth camera started like flashing yellow, and then this little stick figure popped out of the floor, and then we heard a noise on the audio, sounded like something going help, and then it went back in the floor and gone. It sounded like a little kid or something, but we didn't hear anything. We come back on our audio. That same house, it's an old abandoned house up here in Shelbyville, Kentucky, and we more than one occasion we've had rocks thrown. It almost sounds like primate type activity, but we were inside the house, had a rock thrown, and one investigator had her back to the corner. She was at the inside corner in a room, and she wasn't near a window. I don't even think there was a window in that room, and she got hit in the back of the head with the rock, and it rolled down her shirt, and she wouldn't go back. It was about 6 months. She finally went back in the daytime, and then she went back one last time. We kind of did a farewell because this place it's getting pretty dangerous. The roof's gone, the water's coming in, it's about to cave in, so it's too sketchy. So we were like, we're saying goodbye to this place.
I wish there was a like this around when I was stationed at FE1 Air Force Base, because that is definitely a place that I wish investigators could get on base to check things out. I was touched by a ghost when I was there doing a patrol. I was police 5 relief officer, and after I left gate 8, I just started my regular around the base. This is probably like between 1 and 2 morning. November, snow was on the ground. It was either the day before or the day of, the day after a full moon. And so the moon was, if you've never seen it in Wyoming, a full moon or close to a full moon, it is gigantic. It looks like you can touch it. It's so big. And so it's like a lot of light, and that light was looking off the snow. So it was bright. I could make out colors without using a flashlight. And I was doing my patrol, driving by the cemetery, and I saw someone standing in the cemetery. I was like, well, she shouldn't be in there. So I pull my cruiser up, and I get out. I start walking to the cemetery, and I get 20 feet away from her, and I go, ma'am, you can't be in here. You need to vacate. And she wouldn't look at me. So I took like another couple steps towards her. when I noticed she was period clothes, and it was like between maybe 1870s and maybe 1900 clothing. And I go, you need to leave. You can't be in here. And she looked at me. Didn't say a word. And I'm like, okay. All right. So I take it that and when I did, like something wet hit me in my face. And I the next thing I remember is I hear my radio going off. It's like police 5 police 5 and I go, they do radio check, and I go, this is 5 also. Copy that. Police 5 also here. Could go out. And that's when I kind of looked around and I realized I'm looking up. I'm on my back. And so I kind of do this mental check about my body. Can I move my extremities? Am I feeling pain anywhere? Probably later, maybe 5 minutes, just going through the check, making sure if I was I didn't move, hurt myself even more. Everything checked out. Slowly got to my knees, and then stood up. And then that's when I noticed the footprints in the snow. And they were mine. My footprints were the only ones in the snow. There was no footprints. So I kind of looked around, and I walked back to the cruiser, and I get in, started up, crank the heat up as high as it would go. Because I had chill in me that I couldn't get rid of. It's not like you've been outside when 20 degree weather, wind blowing. It was in my bones, like deep in my body. And when I looked at heat, that's when I noticed I'm on the clock. Like almost 45 minutes had passed.
Wow.
And I have no clue what happened. So for the rest of my shift, I just drove around, answer the radio when they came across. And when it came time for relief, I was sitting there waiting for the person to relieve me. And he comes out, and he's like, Hamilton, are you all right? I go, yeah, man. A little chilly. Yeah, I'm good. And he's like, man, you don't look. I'm like, no, man, I'm good. So we did the, and I turned in my equipment, and then my truck and drove home. And I couldn't get undressed fast enough to get into a hot shower. And I turned that shower knob all the way to the left to make it as hot as it could be. It was like a steam bath in our shower. And I literally walked right into the scalding hot water, and it couldn't take that chill away. And I probably stood under that water for 35 minutes. And when I got out, I looked like a lobster. I mean, my skin was red. And I immediately put on multiple layers of clothes, like two or three pairs of socks, and crawled to bed. And I could not shake that chill for a couple of days. And that never reported it because the job that I had, get up Air Force officer working on a mission. So I worked around nukes. So we were part of the reliability program. And you get pulled up. You're delegated to picking up trash, pulling weed, cutting grass, plus tax clearance, and you don't want to lose any of those classifications, or you're done.
Was the cemetery on the base? Or?
Yeah. And see, it's funny.
So there's no access for like civilians to go out there and check it out.
And see, F.E. Ward used to be an old like frontier port. They had cavalry scattered, U.S. cavalry, army base. And so there's tons of history. Very haunted base. So
and where was it at?
It's in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
I thought you said Wyoming.
Yeah. It's great. I think there's a book called "To the Frontier," and everyone has its own character.
We stayed at Rawlins, Wyoming, and I really wanted to go through the penitentiary, but the night we stayed, I don't think they were offering investigations or anything. We were just passing through, and and then we went on up to Teton, Yellowstone, all that kind of stuff. But there's some areas in Wyoming out there that are pretty. I mean, they're wide open, like you're saying. That the air's cleaner, and like you're saying, with the moon, you could see colors and everything. Like we stayed out in, I think Nevada one time, and you could see inside your tent with just the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the moonlight brings out stuff too. We were up here at a cemetery in Marion, Kentucky, and one night, full moon, and I'm out there with all my equipment, and my recorder died. And it's not uncommon for stuff to just drain your batteries. And I was like, hey, my recorder died. So I started taking pictures. He had like an iPhone 12. He goes, I think I got something. And it looks like a shadow of a lady standing there, like looking at me or something. And then I said, well, take 10 pictures to make sure it's not a reflection of the moonlight or whatever. So he took like 10 pictures. And there's one picture. It looks like this shadow standing there, and then the rest of it, there was nothing there. I've got that picture. I think it's on our Facebook and maybe on our YouTube, and I also put it on our TikTok. That's probably one of our best pictures we've ever got of like a shadow type feature. But that sounds pretty wild. I've heard of other people having kind of stuff like that happen to them in cemeteries, and they have like lost time.
Yeah. I mean, FE1 it's a pretty big base. We don't have a runway. So things that would I got up a swing shift. The shifts were days, mids. Days, swings, and mids. So it was 6 to 2, 2 to 10, and then 10 to 10, right? And so I get off the swing shift, immediately go to night out. That was like the thing to do. You get off it, you swings. And then I was starting my break, and went in my room, changed some shorts and shirt, and decided to do my laundry. And so it's probably 1 o'clock morning, and it's 1 or 2. So there's nobody up, So I just go down to the dormitory, and in the dormitory, you come down the stairs. If you turn to the left, there's like a huge metal lock, and that's for storage. And then if you to the right on the hallway, the floor right is the laundry room. The second door opens up to a huge room. Pool table, foosball table, TV, couch chair, snack machine, pop machine, dark door. And then on the left side of the hallway is the dorm manager's office. And then if you go in, there's like a storage room, and then there's a set of stairs that goes up to the other dormitories. These are big buildings. And so I'm in there, laundry. Just put everything in the washers, set my basket up, and I hear from the day room like someone breaking a rack of balls on the table. I'm like, okay, I could hang out down here while my laundry's done. So I walk out, walk to the door of the day room, which there's no door. It's just a open door frame. And it's black. It's there, except for the light pop machine. And I'm like, is someone messing? What's going on? So I just read it. The lights on. It's empty. There's no pool balls on the table. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Where it's supposed to be. So I kind of look around. No one's there. So I just leave and go up to my dorm room, chill out, down, laundry out. Then finished it. That happened a couple times in that dorm. Saw a doppelganger of my roommate. This thing knocked my way in the room and answered the door. No one was there. Sat back down. Again, I knocked. Opened the door. Nobody there. Third time. This time I'm standing pretty close to the door. Hear the knock up. Nothing. So now I'm stepping the hallway and I'm like, listen, anybody here messing, I catch you. We're gonna have a problem. I'm not letting stop. So I go back in, and now I'm standing right by the door with my hand on the door. And there's a little gap underneath the door. You can see light from the hallway shining, right? So I see that somebody is stepping in front of my door. So I have my hand on the door, and as soon as I hear first sound of a door knock, I yoke the door open, and there's my roommate standing there. He goes, and he takes running down the hallway. Now, if he would have went left, there's nowhere for him to go down the set of stairs. If he went, and when he did right, if he went straight, there was a door, a heavy door, bar he had to put on. So if he would have kept straight, I would have watched him. He would have gone out to a balcony that's on the front of our dorm room. Okay. If he turned, the only place to turn right. Now when you turn right, you can go into a room that literally had two chairs, a couch, a coffee table, like two fake haunted trees, TV, and then like other like skinny but tall table that had stuff in it. And there was two lamps. And then there was a door that went out to the other stairs. And then across directly across from that door is another door that takes you into the middle part of the dormitory. So I didn't hear that door because again, big metal bar shit makes all this noise.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. So I'm like, okay, he's in the day room, and I'm about to give him this, you know. So I walk in the room, like now I got to bleep. Turn the light on. It's empty. But still, I go. Okay. I look behind the couch. I'm moving chairs. Like I don't know why I'm doing this because it's not making sense. This room is empty. So I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Where did he go? So I immediately. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning. I go to the dorm phone, and I call his house where he's at. He's visiting Denver. That's where he's from. And it's an hour 30 maybe. So I call, and yes, I woke up his mom. And I go, yeah, this is a Dan Travis's roommate. It's Travis. And she's like, yeah. You know what time it is? I go, yes, ma'am. I do. I said, are you sure he's there? She's like, yeah, he's sleeping on the couch right now. And I'm like, okay. She's like, everything okay. You wake him up. And I'm like, no, you're good. And I go, do you know when he's back? She's like, yeah, he's leaving. He's leaving a couple of hours because he's got to work. I'm like, okay, cool. So I sat in my room, and I didn't sleep until he came in the door. And I got up. I go, dude, what's your problem? He's like, what are you talking about? Dude, I'm telling you, something that looked just like you was effing this morning.
Yeah,
knocking on the door, and he's like, come on, man, dude, I'm being serious. And when I open the door after the knock, you're standing, you're pointing at me, laughing, telling me you got me. And I'm like, and he's like, dude, that's crazy. And I said, I know. And he's like, man, there's some weird stuff going on in this case. And then he starts.
Do you think it was something that was in the building area, or do you think something came back from the cemetery?
Well, this happened way before the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
So
it sounds like that base might have been on some ground that maybe they shouldn't have built on or something.
Well, I mean, you look at this. That whole area was roamed by Indians.
Yeah,
I think the Cheyenne and maybe the Iroquois. So it's very possible that it could have. But I mean, even encountered stuff that I like the pool balls. There was times where I'd be at work and we would get an alarm. One of the fed sectors, and so we go, and there's nothing going on, and there are controllers like, and there's that alarm off, and so I was like an internal mobile patrol, or I would do like external mobile. But what other position I was only post. I get out the box line, that fence line, and then the interior, which one I was on. So you'd have two armed airmen walking this section internally and externally, and not find anything. And once we walk times, then for some reason the alarm would reset.
What was the sensing device on the alarm? Was it like motion sensing or heat sensitive? Or?
Motion. I'm sure there's a few sensors on there, but our primary was a motion detected. It's funny, have these inspectors. They come out are readiness, preparedness, and at first when I was working in an external role, we would sit in a position where we could see the entire W, and then see the approach if people were trying to drive, and these guys would come up with the lights off, and then they park somewhere, and then we try to sneak outside the perimeter, and I'm already see him. At that time, in my early 20s, I had amazing eyesight. I mean, my night vision was almost as good as my daylight vision. And so I'd see guys kind of goof off. And so I would get out of the vehicle, and my other partner would just drive around. And I was slowly come around on this spear. And then I just wait for him. And then you'd hear exercise. And I'd come over, break. Eyes over. I caught the perp. And he'd roll over. He's like, come on, man. I go, you need to be scared here. But one of the now this is an encounter can maybe be described as hiding, but I can't say that it was 100% Sasquatch. So I was going through ground combat in Fort Dix, and so we were out in this one area, Barrens, where we were learning how to set up, tripwire, let off flares, how to set up an ambush, how you would react in an ambush. So there was a predetermined location where there was an ambush set up. And so it was like in the Air Force, we're not called tunes, we're called flights. So my flight was designated to go to predetermined location and be ambushed. And they wanted instructor with us wanted to see how we react to the ambush. And then another night, we're going to be kicking off the ambush when we got to that location. Now we didn't know where this location was exactly. We knew it was an area, and so we were on a predetermined route. And so we were going along this road that you could reduce and have on both sides. And for everybody to know what a deuce is it's 2.5 truck
6x6.
Yep. The army would use primarily. They used it huge and in great quantities now more. So as we're going, I'm pointing almost 20 meters ahead of the rest of the flight. And our instructor had some type of night vision device, so he could see. If I stopped, he could check other things. Having a flashlight. So as I'm going along, about 70 meters ahead of me on the left side of this road, and this is a dirt road. Something stands up. I see it, but I can't say what it was, and it looked huge. And then I stopped and then immediately back down. And I'm like, and I'm locked on the area. And when I went down, the instructor comes running up. Everybody's now stopped. And he comes up. He's like, Hamilton, what the heck? You stop. But he's not using it. This guy's spewing. And I go, Sergeant, I said, about 70 meters ahead, something just stood up and then ducked back down. And so he's looking there. He doesn't see anything. And he's
like,
the
ambush, right?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't see nothing over there. I said, yeah, I saw it. No, Hamilton didn't see anything. And he goes, man. And he looks at his watch. He goes, we gotta be locations. So stop it around and get up and get us there. I'm like, okay. So I get up and he talks running back. I take about 20 steps. and this thing jumps up and literally one step bound across this road and takes off, and you hear it just moving, and maybe a minute later, all of a sudden you hear the MC open up, you hear MCs opening up, and from what I understand, this thing ran the ambush. Didn't run it. Everybody set up, and it ran right through you guys. And it scared a couple airmen. They started opening it up. You know, because so we hear this, and now there's no more night discipline. We just get up and start taking off ahead of us. And my instructor goes flying right by. This dude was like a machine. This guy could go. He was fast. He could keep that pace for a while. And he comes running up. You hear ceasefire. And then this other fight, their instructor, he comes running out. They do the whole, let it go, and I hear kind of bicker back and forth, and then I hear say, which one of you ran through our position? And he's like, no one ran for position. He goes, well, something big ran through the position, and it just started running. And so now there's nobody's top except for the instructor, and you can still hear this thing running, like with care. We were behind it. It kept going. But I don't know exactly what it was. I know it wasn't a person. I know it wasn't that. I mean, we had a guy in our flight, but he wasn't that big. And instructors always we'd gone out in the clearance like three or four times for some type of training, and they would always tell us, "Oh, you guys got to watch out for force people." Or
the Jersey Devil.
They never met Jersey Devil, and I never heard of the Jersey Devil until the 20 years ago.
I think it's a bat, one of those big bats. They're like 4 foot tall. It looks like a are you talking like fox? Flying fox? Bigger than that. I've seen pictures of this bat. This thing's like 4 foot tall, and I didn't even know they existed. It looks kind of like a dog with wings, but it's a really big bat. And I don't know if they're even supposed to be that far north, but things migrate, but I'd have to pull up a picture of the thing. But this bat just sitting is like 3 or 4 foot tall.
Yeah. They didn't never met any bat, or they were saying they were like feral people living in the woods, and that they would nap us young airmen to scare us, But now I've been doing the podcast and was reading that. There's a lot of pine bear. There really is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And we run into some strange stuff sometimes. We'll get some weird like lights in our pictures. And can't really explain them. I had some purple lights and green. I'm like, okay, lightning bugs. But lightning bugs usually when they're flying around, they leave a little streak of light. This thing would just be like in one spot, and then it goes in front of a tombstone. You see it on the other side of the tombstone, and they're almost. You see them when you zoom in. I'm like, okay, there's something wrong. It's a camera. It's pixelating. And I go and look at like 200 pictures, and I'll see like one little red and white spot that I see repeat. I'm like, okay, that's pixelation. What are these purple things I'm seeing? I only see them in one spot in the cemetery in front of these same 3 tombstones. I don't see them anywhere else. I'm like, okay. So I go back, take 200 or 300 more pictures, and it's a hemlock tree and 3 tombstones, and I get these weird little purple things and green things just showing up there. And then I'm like, all right, so I put a different lens on, go back, take a couple hundred more pictures, and I've repeated this exercise about 6 times, and I don't get these anywhere else in the cemetery. Then I notice if my dog's with me and he comes around, I don't see him. Then when he leaves, they kind of come back. So I don't know what it is I'm picking up. I actually tried a different camera, and then they wanted me to download some software to get the pictures out of my camera. So that kind of aggravated me. So I haven't paid for it. So I'm like, it's a Nikon. I got another Nikon. Why am I having to buy software? So I'm going to go back with 2 or 3 different cameras and see if I get the same results. Because right now I was thinking it was something wrong with my camera, but then I've noticed this phenomenon only happens in one spot in the one cemetery. I've got a couple other little purple things show up when you zoom in, you see weird stuff, but nowhere else. And so I'm not sure. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff out there. But we did get a picture up in they call it Hell's Gate up by E-Town, Elizabethtown, and Casey Cemetery. And it was about the first or second time we went out there. We got taking pictures all around. We always take 4 or 5 pictures, look for any anomalies. And we saw something kind of weird looking. And when we zoomed in, it looks like a nun, like her habit, and looks like she's got a necklace and everything. Like, that sure looks like a nun. We're like, why would a nun be at this old farm cemetery? You know, it's been there since like 1700s, and there's a lot of crazy stuff happening out there. There's, been some, we found the mirrors facing mirrors, like somebody's trying to open portals. We found sigils, like satanic type stuff on the trees. And
I don't play with
some
like
ritual
that
stuff. Yeah, we don't mess with that stuff. But anyway, we're like, why did we get a picture that looks like a nun? And we found out right up the road is the Bethlehem Academy, which was ran by the Sisters of Loretto. And so there were nuns right down the road. And they ran that school there for over 20 years. And one of the nuns passed away. She was doing something with an ox, like they use them for farming. I don't know if she was hooking up the ox or whatever. And somehow there was an accident. She died on the property, and then there was another nun who got caught with a farm boy, had a romance going on, and they're not supposed to have that type of relationship if you're, a sister, and she ended up taking her own life off the front porch there. So there were 2 deaths on the property, both nuns, and I think one small child had passed away there too. And everything else, if you hear about Bethlehem Academy is pretty much made up. Those are the only 2 that I talked to the owner to verify that had passed away. But it was about 3 years later after we got this nun picture that we figured out there were nuns on that same area. And I think that picture's on our TikTok too. And put it on there, but it's when you look at it, you're like, that really does look like a nun. But we didn't do a correlation till later. It was just some weird stuff like that. You're like, why did I get a...
Yeah, exactly. So any other questions you have?
I got some more questions. I got one more video I want to show you. This was on the way back from Gettysburg, since we're talking about weird stuff and phenomenon. This was in the area of Flatwoods, West Virginia.
Hillbilly reporting here from Flatwoods, Kentucky. Over here where they had the Flatwoods monster. And they got this thing over here. You can stick your face in there. And then the Flatwoods monster looked like he be getting you. Come on. Anyway, we're out here at Flatwoods, getting ready for the sunset, heading back toward home on this epic journey. We done been to Point Pleasant and Gettysburg, and now we're heading back home. See ya.
It was Flatwoods, West Virginia. I was on my way back to Kentucky.
Sorry about that.
So your podcast, how did you get into the whole cryptid thing? Was it your encounter you had and some, your interest in Dogman and Bigfoot, or?
Well, it took me over years to tell my story, and I went to YouTube. No, was it YouTube? or Spotify. It was YouTube, Spotify, and I found Sasquatch Chronicles. And I sent an email to Wes Germer, and he emailed me back almost immediately, like within a day, and had become on the show, and that kind of made me feel more comfortable. And then I went on Tony Merck's show, the Confessionals, and both guys were so awesome to deal with. Very, very, very understanding and patient. And then I went on like Sasquatch Odyssey with Brian King. He's a great guy. In my opinion, some people, they say him. He rubs them the wrong way. But you know what? It has different personalities. This whole community of cryptids, And then I was on Josh Smith Mysteries Unknown, and he put my episode up, and then people were like, "Oh, we got back on." And so I was on a few more times, and then I became a host on the show. And then he goes, "You need to do your podcast as well." And so I had one called the Paranormal Narrative, and it was all paranormal. I want to feel like I was Josh is like my brother. We're very close, right? So I had that a few months. It's a pretty nice and loving, and not like that now. But I started getting some crazy emails, like were to the point threatening. Want me to talk about the occult and possession, the demon and the devil, and that and it's just not part of paranormal or talk about. And when they started getting, there's like two individuals. When they started getting, I said, I'm not doing this, and I just deleted everything.
Yeah,
absolutely deleted everything. And then I just, Josh, I said, would you feel that I'm trying to ride your coattails about cryptids? He's like, no, not at all. He's been very supportive. So I started it. Did a real quick search on Google, YouTube, and see if the Cryptid Podcast was out there. It's not. It wasn't. And I was, let's do it. And so I started it. Started the channel in October, or mid-October. Posted my first episode in early November, so like weeks later. Got monetized in January, and been growing. I love doing it. I love everything there is about it. So yeah, and it kind of helped me have an inside perspective because of the encounters I had.
Once you see something like that, you can't unsee it. You can't say, "Well, I don't believe in that," because now you've seen it. It's like, okay, I don't know what it was, but I've done seen it.
like my 100% certain sighting was when I was 12 with that. And we were coming home. We left paved road to drive down this dirt road that our face was off of. I see up distance, and I'm like, Dad, there's something up in the road. And he's like, here's your sea scope. I'm like, all right. And my dad had specifically moved here. There's so wild. I mean, it'd be nothing to eat 20, 30 deer in a night. Coyotes, porcupine. But he bought some driving lights that he angled out. So when he turned those on, he normally did, you could see both sides of the road absolutely clearly. So you'd have his high beams on, and then these driving lights on. And I remember having to go little toggle switch these driving lights on. And so I said, Dad, turn it right, because I see it. The road had rises, and then it would dip down a bit, straight, and then rise up again. And so we went over and down the first rise, started to come up the second rise. Dad, it's still there. I see it. And he's like, no, it'll move. And so go down, coming up the third rise, and my dad turned his bright on, and it was standing there, or kind of hunched down a little bit. And when she stood straight up, I didn't think she was ever going to stop. And she saw the light, and her waist like blocked the light from her eyes. Saw the hair underneath her arms, a darkish gray charcoal color, black face, thin upper lip, pronounced brow ridge. Not such a huge, big conical head. You get was not like your average human. The best way I can describe her was she looked like Patty, but she wasn't as hefty. So I'm assuming she might have been maybe a younger one.
Yeah.
And then I had dropped down to the floorboard. Car. I'm in the front seat. And just as I think where she was at, my head up, and I'm looking, and I catch her standing in the trees. And my dad never slowed down, never sped up, and then we turned into our driveway. I think if my dad car, I jumped out of the moving car, ran up, jumped up the steps of our deck, and unloaded the fifth, and unlocked the door, jumped in. Hear my dad's door shut. He's carrying my little brother in, to the bed. He starts getting all this food, and he takes it out on the deck. And my dad had a huge pole with a flat top, because he's going to put a bird feed up there, because he liked watching bird. And put the food up there, and then he came back in, grabbed a rag, grease on the rag, just two with him. And I realized. So he greased the pole, and so I'm sleeping with, because scared. He asked if I was. I'm like, yeah. And probably between 1:30 in the morning, we hear something step up on the deck. We don't hear steps. It's step on the deck, and it's hear that loud creaking and groaning the wood makes heavy steps down on it. And then feel something run behind the camper where I've got my back against the wall. So I heard it. I heard a couple more things come up on the deck, and then we hear like vocalizations.
Oh wow!
It was like that's a horrible representation of that. And I'm freaking out. Dad try to pull me as he possibly can, because he has a firearm in his left arm, his left hand. He's reaching behind him and pull me to assure me that everything's okay. And I must have cried myself to sleep, because I see sun shining through the window on the door. And it was one of those windows, like bathroom windows. Couldn't see out, couldn't see in. Light could have no problem. Yeah, opaque, yeah. And I jump out of my dad's bed, open up the door.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're good. Bless you, man.
Thank you.
I climb up on the railing deck. And if my dad would have told me that, he would have in my hide. He didn't want me climbing up on the railing. It's a good 7.5 feet down to the ground. So I'm looking, and all that food's gone. All that food's gone. And so I tell my dad, don't tell your brother. Prior to that, I had a really bad storm, and it felt like something had hit our camper and made our camper go like this and slam back down. And when I opened up the curtain, I saw something, a flash of lightning. I saw something move in the woods. And I it's a Bigfoot. It's a GD Bigfoot. And he's like, brother, stop. Say nothing. And then morning we went and looked. You gotta see something that didn't around. It rained all night. It was a bad storm. And my dad said, "You see nothing." And I turned around. I said, "Dent side of the camper." Michael did that. And my brother comes walking around. He did what? And my dad goes, tree branch last night, And then there after the sighting, my dad comes home. It was summer. I was playing Atari, and I hear my dad slam his car door. He was mad because this is a Mustang my dad had. He never slammed that car door, and he was pissed about something. And he comes up, Daniel, and I go step outside. He's like, where's the burn barrel at? What are you talking about? I didn't burn any trash. He's like, where's the burn barrel? I go, I don't know. He's like, get over here and look. So I go down. I'm thinking I'm fixing to look. And I'm around. I go, where's the burn barrel? He's like, that's what I'm asking. What'd you do with it? I go, Dad, I don't even weigh 100 pounds yet. You think I can move this burn barrel? He put like two 20-pound bags and emptied it in the bottom of the barrel. Keep it keep it down and not rust out the bottom, burn the bottom out or whatever.
Yeah.
And I can't lift that. That's like 40 pounds, and it's 5-gallon drum. It's probably another 50, 60 pounds. Scrawny, man. I was. And he goes, where is it? I don't know. Now I'm getting smart with my dad. See it in his eyes. Pissed, even more pissed. And he goes, well, let's look for it. And I'm like, okay. He goes off down the side of the behind the shed. And for whatever reason, I went into the woods. And about 30 feet into the woods, what do I find? The burn barrel laying on its side. And I go, Dad, I found the burn barrel. Where at? Here in the woods. And he finds it. He's like, no, how did he get in there? I do not know. So him and I we picked it up and he starts turning it, and I help him, and he's more frustrated. And he put it back. And that was crazy. So we're sitting looking at it. How did he get in there? And my brother comes out in front of the camper, and he's like, what's going on? I go, Bobby, a big through the Bigfoot through the burn barrel into the woods. And my dad smacked me in the back of the head. Told me not to tell that we saw Bigfoot or Bigfoot in the area. And as soon as my dad, I go to look at my little brother goes, well, don't think it was one of those little ones that I saw. And me and my dad were like, what? And he goes, yeah, I've seen two little ones. He goes, you know, we take speakers out stereo, put them out here on the deck. We play music. They love listening to our music. And I just look at it. He's like, yeah, I've thrown a couple of baseballs out there, and then maybe they would throw it back, but they don't. So I'd go out there and look for them. I can't find them. They're gone. And he said he saw one jump out of our treehouse. Our house was like 50 feet up in the air. It jumped out of the door of the treehouse. And like literally jump. It was just took off running. Like, no stop. It was like jump, just boom, on. So
what area was this in?
This is in Graham, Washington.
Oh, out in Washington State. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, the aunt was out. I think it was Mount Rainier. She was out hiking. She was 4 miles from the road, and they got a footprint. And she wears like a size 9 or something. It was a little bit bigger in the snow, and it looked like like a barefoot print.
Yeah. What's really cool is that since I've been doing this, I've put posts on Reddit, groups on Facebook. I've got like 3 or 4 emails from people who are from the Graham area and confirm had sightings as well.
Wow!
In the same area I was at. So that was pretty cool.
I know that Mount St. Helens went off. They said there's all these stories where they found some burned Bigfoots. And some of them were working with the Army, and they loaded them up and took them to get medical attention. And I don't know.
One story that I've heard, and I kind of chuckle is that they were at the command post or the rally point, and these Army National Guards were around, and they were pretty much guard over this pile that had a marker, and one of them saw like a hand hanging out, and then this government vehicle pulls up, and this Deuce and a half pulls up, and two government guys, the first vehicle, some army like guy get out, and they open up the of the Deuce and a half, and one of the official guys come around saying something, someone in the back, and they see the Deuce and a half move down, and then they see the Sasquatch step out of the back, and this guy's talking with it, and then walks off, and then he's all the officials go behind it, and then there's guys with rifles. They go walking out. They hear this thing, makes calls on these noises, and then they hear a gun, and then they'll go out, and then they'll say it again, the gunshot, and then you hear over the radio that they need people to help up because they found some things need medical attention. And so what the story is that the Sasquatch calling out to his brethren and be like, hey, here to help you, please come out. We're gonna get you medical attention, whatever. And gunshots from far gone.
They put them down
out of their misery. And I think that's a bunch of weed. And now there's pictures of a Sasquatch that was on Mountain Helen, and I think it's so bunk. again, I'm part of this community, but I'm not out to make a buck off a bunch of crap. I've never been anyone. I'd still be doing this because I love doing it. But I want people who've had encounters with whatever. It doesn't matter if it's a dog, Bigfoot, or or whatever. I want them to know Cryptid Podcast is a safe place for them to come. And I have a great admin. I got a great moderators. And if anybody starts clowning anything or anything like that, immediately we ban them. We delete the post, or not the post, but the comment.
Right.
You know, because these are people who have nothing better to do with their time than clown other people, and I don't appreciate it because a lot of times people have these encounters, and it's changed their life.
It's very traumatizing to a lot of people.
It is. And my last, which happened in '92, has changed my life. I'm 53 now, and I was 20 years old when that happened. So for the last 30 years, I do not go deep in the woods unless there's a defined path. And I won't step off that path. I just won't. So
what are your thoughts on Bigfoot and particularly Dogman? The theory that they could be an interdimensional type creature. A lot of the psychics say Dogman, they all come back and say it's some kind of interdimensional creature, and I've also heard it could be some kind of man-made creature that's a government asset that got loose, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I really don't have a definitive opinion on Dogman. I've never seen one. Now talk Daryl Denton and read the stories and hearing, watching interviews with Martin Groves, and how they both have seen portals.
Yeah, Martin told me it was running alongside of him and his legs went invisible.
Yeah. There's something there. It's just those two gentlemen who happen to be, in my opinion, part of the Mount Rushmore Cryptids. There's a lot of pieces. I had a guest that watched one walk, like literally, he's walking down like this shore of a stream, and out of nowhere, portal opens up out in front of him.
It almost makes you wonder if it's something spiritual, like could be like a demonic type creature. If it could,
I've heard that too. So until I see one, I can't have a true opinion about Dogman, because I hear people say they're helpful and they don't mean us no harm. But then you have reports out of the LBL.
I've never heard anything friendly about a Dogman.
I
have Bigfoot, but most Dogman encounters sound pretty terrifying.
Yeah. I have a guest on my show a while ago who has Dogman around her, and they don't remember her. That's what she says. But the coming out of LBL, Beast of Prey Road. My dad even believes that he saw a werewolf up in Alaska. He was hunting one last time before he went base training in Vietnam. It was right around that time. And to the day that he passed away, he believes in werewolves. So are they demonic? No. Are they a government manipulated boy that was in a lab? Be a super soldier.
One theory I have is it could be a man-made created creature, because dogs and humans can't interbreed. If that's something that's happening in the future and time travel is possible in the future, then maybe they're sending them back here for certain things, then they quantum leap back to wherever. That's what the portal is. Because I talked to some guys who were in Oklahoma, and they were in they went into an old, I think it was like a hospital or something, and they were doing a paranormal investigation, and they were talking to something, and they're like, "Can you see us?" And then whatever it was responded to like, "Well, can you see us?" And then they're like, "Okay, can you knock?" And then they're like, "Well, yeah, can you knock?" And then pretty soon they go, "What year is it where you're at?" And they're like, 2038. And they're like, "Okay, so we're talking to somebody in the future." It was almost like another team, paranormal team, was talking to them in our time. Yeah. And then I had another story where Vinny told me these guys went running. They were going to this old house, and when they opened up the door, they seen two guys running out the back. They went out the back. There was nobody there. Nothing happened. 10 years later, they're in that same house, and they were in there doing an investigation, and they seen like two guys coming to the front door, and they turn around and run out the back. So that they think they saw themselves like some kind of a portal type thing, and I've dealt with a full Reiki master. She's done some fire cleansing, some things with portals, stuff I didn't completely understand. I'm not sensitive at all. I have smelled things at different locations. I pick up smells, but I have no other sensitivities at all. I rely pretty much on all my equipment, and then I've got a clairaudient on my team. I do have a demonologist. He's been in the paranormal field for about 46 years, and he's the one that's very interested in Dogman, the cryptids. So if it is something evil, I'll be glad to have him with me. Because he knows how to deal with that kind of stuff. And, I mean, I can pray for somebody and, try to help them, but if it's an attachment or something real nasty type entity or whatever's in someone's home or something like that, then I have a Catholic bishop that I've used, and I would also bring in my demonologist. I've had some cases where I had to do both.
Yeah. See, that's you're playing with stuff that I have no desire.
When we run into that kind of stuff, I don't play with it either. I bring in people that's what they do, and I let them take care of it.
No, I don't do paranormal on my channel. I'm strictly cryptid, UFO.
We're kind of everything.
Yeah. But like I said, I believe that. I'll talk about paranormal encounters, but I won't.
I appreciate you sharing that too. That was great.
I just won't introduce new paranormal stuff into my house.
Right. Yeah, we don't either. We're out on investigation. We always say, you cannot come with us.
Yep, absolutely. So, but I've had more paranormal encounters than I've had cryptids.
The fact that you've had both is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've had supernatural.
I started having paranormal encounters when I was young, like 4 or 5 years old. I remember today because it just stuck with me. But we were I used to weigh close over 400 pounds, and I've lost a lot of weight since. But I was thanks, man. In this house, I was laying. It was going to bed, and I was sleeping, and I was laying on my back, and I felt something grab my ankle, and it pulled me off of my bed, and it pulled me off my bed, and it spun me, and I landed on my face, my stomach, and it woke my wife up, and she's like, "You okay?" Yeah, I just fell out of bed. I have a custom fan next to my bed, and it just points at me. I don't have the option on. And one night, all of a sudden, just started off the way. And I'm like, what the heck? So I went and pulled that little lever. I'm sure it wasn't oscillating anymore. And then I heard that click, and then it started oscillating.
Oh, hell no.
I've watched my bedroom door slowly open and then close. We usually keep our bedroom door cracked, and we have a night light in the bathroom because I have grandkids sometimes over, and I've watched because I can set light back in our door. I've seen that light black out and then reappear. When I was home, I heard something run like at full sprint down the hallway, in through the living room, through the dining room, through the kitchen, back down the hallway, and I heard a door slam. And I don't mean it's like someone like slamming the door. I thought they blew the door frame off the wall.
Wow,
that's part of the slam. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm the only one here. My wife and my daughter are at work. And so I always have sitting right over here. And so I picked it up, got back in the mirror mode, and started clearing my house. And I got the whole cleared my office downstairs, my daughter's room, family room, bathroom, all downstairs. Slowly walk the first set of stairs to the whole house. Open up the garage. Look inside the garage. Come back in. Then go back up at the top of the stairs. On my knees. And I'm peeking around the corner and don't see anything. So clear the the rest of the house. Turn the hall light on and start walking down the hall. And there's only 3 doors in the hallway. Bathroom at the end of the hallway, bedroom, and then right next to it is the spare bedroom. And I cleared all three rooms. My house is empty. Front doors locked. Sliding glass doors. There's no windows. Trees, nothing. And as I walk out of the hallway into the room, I noticed something. When I went down, cleared those 3 rooms, all three doors were open. There was never a closed. So
that's pretty wild. I know when I got a new air conditioner, it had more airflow to my oven, and I had doors like shutting, like going clunk, clunk, clunk. Then once I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay, it's the airflow. But yeah, if you hear something running around and everything else, that almost sounds like a little kid or something running around in there or something.
Yeah. But the last thing that happened was I heard a loud noise early in the morning. Got up again, military mode.
Right.
And as you walk out of the hallway, you could see the whole living room. And I had a chair that sat in the corner that I would sit in. And as I walked out, I saw somebody in that chair.
Oh.
And it stood up. And I honestly think it was the Hat Man. And I immediately started praying. Get out of here, Lord's Prayer. I rebuke the name of Jesus Christ. I need the blood of Jesus not belong here. Get out of my house. Welcome. And it took a step towards me. And that's like the last weird kind of scary thing happened in that house. Now my little brother passed away in 2016. He was 42 years old. I've seen him in my house twice, And me personally, I haven't seen it, but my grandmother, right in this area right here. My grandmother has appeared on camera. Now I haven't. I was doing that Magical Journey podcast with Dan, and near the end of the podcast, I gotta ask. He's like, who is that lady behind me? And I go, what? Man, are you? He's like, no. And I could see the side of the screen, all the chat. And it was going, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said, because I thought I was seeing things like multiple people. And I go, what is it like? And he described my grandmother. And so I go to Trevor, and he's like, yep. And everybody's like, yep, that's her. You know. And then a couple months later, I had a guest on who's now my co-host, Sabrina, and she's a medium, but she was talking about normal stuff. We were talking about she's a big fan as well. And as we were done, she stayed in the lobby, and we're talking. And I said, you know, you said you're a medium. And she's like, yeah. I go, well, because I was on the show like a month or so ago, and in the interview, the host was like, who is that? And before she goes, you mean the lady that's behind you? And I go, come on. I go, are you being you might have seen this, you know? And I go, so if it's true, describe her. And she described my grandmother.
Did you play back the footage? Was she on there? Did you see her?
I looked. I couldn't see her. But you know, I asked. I said, listen, if you could really what you say, what did my give me the day we married my grandfather? Because I was part of the ceremony.
Yeah,
I presented my grandmother flag off grandfather's casket. And so what did my grandmother me at my grandfather's funeral? And so she cocked her head like listen to somebody, and she starts doing this motion, like doing this in her hand. And she's listening. She's listening. She goes. She gave you a watch. I go no. And she's still like listening. And she goes. She gave you a knife. And I'm like, what? And then she starts. She's like, it's broken. And I go, shut the front door. And oh yeah, it wasn't at the funeral. It was after the funeral that she gave me my grandfather's pocket knife. It had two blades, and one of them was broken. And then she goes, and she gave you like a puppy, like a little dog. I go, no, never gave me a puppy. Never gave me a dog. And she's like, no, yes, you have a small, like a small little like knick-knack. And I go, come on. And I go, yeah. She gave me a horse, German Shepherd that my grandfather had back in Japan when he was part of the Active Forces too. And I still have that. And but she's still kind of messing with her hands like this. And she's like, grandma's animated behind me. And she goes, a ring. She gave you one of your grandfather's rings. And I go, yeah. She gave me his ring. And I still have that.
So she got a couple of them right, except for the watch.
Well, yeah. She was testing, you know
what the object was.
Yeah. And she gave it to you like this. Like she grabbed your hand, she put your hand, and then she let it go. She covered your hand with both her hands. And she said, you know, this is what my grandmother said to me. He would Daddy Bob would want you to have it, and I opened it up and I saw it was his ring, So I mean, those are some cool things that have happened. And there's no doubt she's still back there. So Nana, I love you. So but yeah, I mean, that's it, man.
Pretty cool. Well, we went a little over on our time, but that's no big deal. I do appreciate you coming on, and I'm going to check out your podcast. If we find any evidence out there, we're gonna send it to you. Share
Cool.
Any Dogman or Bigfoot stuff.
Yeah. Anybody that watches, if you guys would like to come on over, check out my stuff. The Cryptid Podcast. I'm on YouTube, and I'm also on Spotify. I'm working on getting on Apple Podcasts and iHeart Podcasts as well. And if you've had an order and you'd like to come on my show, you can shoot an email at the Cryptid Podcast 72 at gmail.com.
Cryptid Podcast 72 at gmail.com.
That's correct. The Cryptid Podcast. The Cryptid Podcast.
The Cryptid Podcast
72. Yep.
And gmail.com.
That's correct.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. And everybody try to tune in next Sunday on Supernatural Sundays. Thanks for everybody tuning in. And y'all have a good one. Come on.
Night, everybody.